You have black and white. You want to put out, how much should I put out? Not too much, okay? Like to start, put out maybe that much, okay? The other thing that I tell my students over and over and over again when they're doing this assignment is more paint. You guys get cheap with the paint or think, woo, that's fun. Or you think that, oh, it's so expensive. It's like, you know, it's like $7 for the little tubes, only $12 for the big ones. If I had you guys using real gouache, you think this kit's expensive, it would break the bank. So, the white is what you need the most of. Black is a very strong pigment. You do not need very much. A little goes a long way. So that's why Jake was asking me, he's like, I have all this white, I've only got 1 tube of black. I'm like, that should do it. Like, you really don't need that much black, and I'll show you what I mean. I recommend you put the black and white out separately like this, and this is basically a palette knife, and you use it like a little trowel, which is what it looks like, a gardening trowel. And you just pick up some white, okay, I put it, this is where I'm gonna mix it. I leave it alone up here. So I put some white down here, okay, I wipe it off the rag so I can get a little black paint without putting white in the black. So I keep the paints clean, okay? Just a little tiny bit of black, and I mix it in like this. And I mix it, and damn, it's like, see, like a little goes a long way. Equal amounts of black and white do not equal a middle gray. It's gonna be a really dark gray with equal parts black and white. You don't need that much, okay? How am I mixing it? This is a good point. Am I stirring it? I am not. Okay, I've seen students do all of these things. Am I stirring it? That doesn't do anything. Poking it? Okay. Okay, it's not what you think it is. It's like you don't chop paint, okay? Basically, you are, okay, it's like this. There are traditional palettes that go straight out, and it looks like a knife, okay? And a lot of people use those. A lot of painters use those, not me, but a lot of painters do that. I like this because it gives you pressure. You can put the flat end of the palette knife down without bending the metal. If you do it with a flat knife, eventually the metal fatigues and the knife will break. This way, because it drops down, you can easily keep it flat and smear the paint this way without bending the metal too much. But what you're doing is, it's like you're aggressively spreading butter on toast. It's like, you know, like you would take toast and just spread the butter like just like that, or jam or cake icing. Except you want to do this, and listen. Hear that? I'm scraping it. I'm getting it off the surface and lumping it together in a pile. For a swatch of paint, that is about the minimum for one swatch. And this is where students are like, you guys are going to try to make swatches out of that much paint. I'm like, it doesn't happen, okay? If you don't use enough, you're going to have to paint another swatch anyway. You will waste more paint by trying to conserve than you will by putting enough paint out. So please, when I say more paint, put more paint out. Do not add any water to this stuff at all, okay? Because it will make it transparent, and I want these to be opaque. I'm looking at this now, I'm like, yeah, I don't trust it. I want more. I'd rather have more and worry about it later, okay? But again, you hear me scraping it, and I'm mixing it, and I'm bending it, getting all the excess off, like that, spreading it around, I'm ready, okay? Now, as soon as I'm done, okay, I'm ready to paint, what do? Goes in the water. This stuff's acrylic paint, it'll dry fast. If it dries on that metal, your palette knife's toast, okay? Dries on the brush, your brush is toast. So when in doubt, put your palette knife and your brush in the water. You can always rinse them off later. But once this stuff dries, it's plastic. It's acrylic paint, which means it is literally made out of plastic. And when it dries, nothing will save it, okay? Now, how do I do this? You take your brush, I already wet it a little bit, but I made sure there's still water in this, okay? So I make sure that I get all the water or all the excess water out. I don't just wipe it, okay, like this, okay? I squeeze it. I use my Peter Parker like superpower and squeeze all the water out of it. I want it to be a little bit damp. I don't want it like bone dry, but I don't want any water in here because that'll make the paint transparent. So, how do I load my brush? Hold it pretty much vertically like this and just pick all the paint up both sides like that. Then what do? I load the brush and I do two things. I get the paint down as fast as I can, and then I spread it out slowly and smoothly. So step one, get it down as, I'm going to go there because that's the one I'm painting. Get it down as fast as I can. Over the top, bottom, left, right, drawn marks. Okay, see, I'm being like super messy and generous. Over the lines, all 4 directions, make it big. Okay, I get the paint down fast, then one direction, horizontally, okay, like this. I'm not pressing down hard, I'm barely dragging the brush across the surface of the paint, like that. All the way from one end to the other. I do not stop in the middle. I go all the way across, 1, 2, 3, and that's usually enough. One more for good luck. Stop. Okay. I went all the way from off the 2-inch swatch to all the way off the other end, just like the band. One direction. Okay. Don't cross hatch it. Okay. Don't. And now, and it's wet, and you can see brush strokes. It will dry matte. Excuse me. It'll dry flat. It'll be beautiful. Leave it alone. Okay. Okay. So that's how to do it. Get it down fast. Smooth it out horizontally. Don't get like you're not Van Gogh. Okay. That's how to do it. Got it? This is how not to do it. Several different ways. One, shit. Okay, I still have some paint. Okay, I still have some paint. I'll put a little black in. First, don't do that. Like, I'll make it a little darker. I still have paint. Oh, oops. Okay, put it down fast. Well, what happened? There's not enough paint. It's dry. It looks like crap. Okay, dead. Is Cole here? Is Cole watching? Shh. I'll just put some water in here. I'll just put some water in here. I'll just make it watery, okay? Oh, that looks good. Yeah, that looks great. Looks like shit, okay? Look at that. Totally transparent, streaky, looks terrible, okay? So don't add water, have enough paint. These things don't work. Let's say you even do have enough paint. Don't do this. Okay, another batch because I need more paint. I'm the student who knows that they need more paint, but they really secretly want to be Van Gogh because they're like, oh, this brushing thing, this is fun. Nobody ever told me that painting was fun. Well, first of all, I made a mess over here just for demo purposes. That's all water. Don't touch that. Like, mop that crap up, okay? It's like, get all the water out of there. Because if that ends up in the paint, you're going to end up with look at oh my God. What a mess. What a piece of crap swatch. Okay, so now I have enough. Okay, I have enough paint. It's fine, right? I'm mixing it, smooth, no streaks. Wipe the excess off, boom, 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 in the water. I'm a good student. I'm even going to wash my brush. I'm such a good student. These things are meant to be abused, okay? Don't be not like, oh, I don't want to hurt my brush. Jam it in. You can't see this because the cup's opaque. Boom. Urgh. You need to jam it in there, smash it down. If you could see it, I'm doing this. I'm pressing down. I'm trying to get all the paint out of it in the water. Get all the excess water off. Spider-Man special Kung Fu grip. Okay. There, nice clean brush. Oh, that feels so good. Okay. Don't do this. Like, oh, this brushing thing is so fun. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? Students are like, oh, what the fuck? They're like doing this thing. They're like, just stop. Okay, just get it down fast. Just just do this slow. Go easy. It's not that hard. Okay, just leave it nice and so. Just leave it alone. Don't be creative. Don't crosshatch. Oh, I'm going to do it vertical too because then that blends the paint more. Like that doesn't blend the paint more. Okay. Don't do this. Okay, and I know it's tempting. No. It's a 1-inch brush. It's a 1-inch swatch. I'm going to make it perfect. I'm going to make every single swatch perfect. He'll give me an A. Oh, I went over the edge. Like, I'm serious. People do this. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, don't. Oh, my hand's shaking. Oh no, I have Parkinson's. Oh no. Like, what? No. Okay, just get over the edges. It's okay. No one's gonna kill you. It's messy. You're gonna cut these. Okay. Eventually, next week, you're gonna cut them into special shapes of your own design for the final assembly. So who cares what they look like now? You're going to cut them up with an X-Acto knife anyway. Okay. So no water. Don't do this, which is, I'm going to yell at you and say more paint, less water. You're not Van Gogh, and you're not Monk from the OCD TV show. Okay, just relax. Go over. It's okay to color outside the lines, people. If you're those coloring book people where everything had to be like, I need to make sure I stay in the line. Just got to be perfect. When I was a little boy, that was me, Mr. Like keep it in the lines coloring book freak. Okay, don't be a freak. Okay, boom. In the water. When in doubt, in the water. 3 down. Only 2 of them are good. You have 118 to go. Okay. White is simple. It's white out of the tube. Black is simple. It's black out of the tube. So you basically, out of the 11 swatches, you've got 2 done. Okay. It's the 9 that you're going to pick out of the 120. That's the hard part. And so it's just mix paint, make these things, just keep going until you got 120. I'll be coming around making sure that everybody's quality is really good. One other thing, when you're mixing, don't keep mixing in the same place. If you keep mixing the paint, if you don't move it around,